Today we will hear statements by the honourable members for the districts of Terra Nova, Ferryland, Burin-Grandbank, Placentia St. Mary's, and Mount Pearl North. The Honourable, the member for Terra Nova.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Everything we do affects the world we live in. We do not have limitless resources, and we have the power to destroy or create. We need to teach children to create, care for, and respect our world. The kindergarten and grade 1 classes at Holy Cross School in Eastport learn ways to take care of our earth when they return to class after Easter break. They worked very hard to clean up garbage left behind by others who, I quote from one of the students, "don't take care of our earth." They were not pleased with the mess left around, the schoolhouse and trails, and would like to see that their efforts were not in vain. These kindergarten and grade 1 students put on their gloves with garbage bags in hand and set out to make a difference for their school and community. They spent the day making the school grounds clean and a tidy place to both live in and play. Small changes can add up over time, so it's important that we look at the small things, and these students are to be congratulated for making a change. Teach them young. They are our future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable, the member for Ferryland.
Thank you, Speaker. I rise today to recognise and congratulate Sullivan Songhouse, who have been awarded the Cultural Tourism Award for 2022, presented by Hospitality Newfoundland and Newfoundland Labrador Tourism. The award recognises the offering of an enhanced product and/or experience that celebrates the inherent value of a community culture, heritage and lifestyle. Mr. Sean Sullivan owns and operates Sullivan Songhouse in his hometown of Calvert on the Southern Shore. Sean provides his guests with a 2-hour musical getaway with some good Irish Newfoundland folk music and up close and personal in his own fashioned outport kitchen in the Irish heart of Newfoundland. Sean is usually joined by a special guest musician at every session, where they will both serve up an authentic song session that is both engaging and entertaining. Sean brings with his memories and experience of growing up in a house where songs and stories were a major part of his Irish Newfoundland heritage. Speaker, I ask all members in this House to join me in congratulating Sullivan Songhouse on their Cultural Tourism Award and wishing them much success in the future. Thank you.
The Honourable, the member for Burin-Grandbank.
Speaker, the Burin Peninsula and the province of Newfoundland and Labrador has lost a true visionary, an effective and innovative leader, and a strong advocate for his community. Grandbank Deputy Mayor Clayton Walsh. Clayton passed away on Friday, April 29th, surrounded by the love of his life, his wife Marjorie, and his daughters, Collie and Kelly. Clayton spent his working career as a recreation and sports consultant with the provincial government. He was very involved in designing and promoting recreation programs, including involvement in the Canada Games. Clayton grew up in historic Grandbank and was very active in soccer, hockey, and golf. As a matter of fact, Clayton was a founding member of the Grand Meadows Golf Course. He served as mayor and deputy mayor for 20 years, a member of the Schooner Regional Economic Board, a board member with the community and with the Community Youth Network, a member of the Joint Towns and Community Councils on the Burin Peninsula, and many other volunteer organizations. Clayton was a friend to all that knew him. He will be remembered for his heartwarming laugh, his love for his family, and his kindness and sincerity. I ask all honourable members to join me in extending his sincere condolences to his family.
The Honourable, the member for Placentia St. Mary's.
Speaker, the Placentia Area Historical Society was incorporated in 1972 and celebrated its 50th birthday on March 27th. It took on the role to promote the study, knowledge, and preservation of the history of the Placentia area. Placentia's history goes back to the 16th century, with many nationalities including Basque, French, English, Irish, American, and Canadian. The Historical Society's flagship in promoting this history has been the O'Reilly House Museum, open seasonally and housing artifacts going back over 450 years. The Society recently acquired the former St. Luke's Anglican Church. Both the former church and the O'Reilly House have heritage designation. The new activities this year for the Society will be adapting the former church, now known as the St. Luke's Cultural Heritage Center, into a performance center and museum. Events being planned include the escape room game, based on Placentia's history and called Placentia Plunder, a speaker series, and musical performances. The Placentia Area Historical Society has a membership of 28. This is come home year, and the Society looks forward to a very active year guided by its board of directors. The present executive consists of President Tom O'Keefe, Vice President Anita O'Keefe, Secretary Winnie Berry, and Treasurer Ann Devereaux. Thank you.
The Honourable, the member for Mount Pearl North.
Speaker, I rise in this House to acknowledge Mrs. Ida Leonard. Mrs. Leonard passed away on April the 12th of this year at the age of 100. She was born in Scotland. She joined the Royal Air Force during World War II, where she met her husband and moved to Newfoundland as a proud Scottish war bride. She moved to the community of Shoal Harbour, where she raised 9 children. Second World War veteran of the Royal Air Force life, she lived an extraordinary life filled with challenges and joy. She raised her children with fierce determination and unconditional love. Moving to Shoal Harbour was a culture shock for Mrs. Leonard. In Scotland, they had running water and indoor toilet facilities. It was a modern life for the time. In Shoal Harbour, she adjusted to a different life, having to go outside to use the outhouse, carry water, work hard in the vegetable gardens, and keeping animals. Later in her life, she moved to Conception Bay South and then to Mount Pearl, God's country. She was a proud and active member of her district legion and often spoke of her life stories. She was laid to rest in the Field of Honor in Mount Pleasant ceremony. I ask my colleagues to join me in tribute to the life of Miss Ida Leonard. Thank you, Speaker.